Hello friends, welcome back to Technique, and today we'll be doing the camera review of the newly launched iQOO Z7 Pro. So iQOO Z7 Pro is the latest device around the 25,000 price segment, and this runs on the Dimensity 7200 chip with 8GB RAM. Now in this video we'll be talking only about the camera experience of this device. So as you know, this is a really stylish device in terms of looks, and you also get a dual camera setup here. It's a primary 64 megapixel camera, then you also have a selfie camera. There is no ultra wide included, nor there is a macro sensor, it's just a depth sensor included. So that's the camera setup on this device. It also comes with this aura lighting here. Now what does aura lighting do? When you are switching the aura lighting in the flash settings, what it does is it will turn on the ring type of light instead of the regular flash. So aura lighting is quite useful if you want to do portrait photography. So that's one option included in the settings, in the camera settings. So let's do the camera review. So before that, if this is your first time on this channel, do hit that subscribe button and also hit the bell icon to get notified of all the videos we publish. So let's talk about the hardware. Now you get a 64 megapixel primary sensor. It's a Samsung's GW3 sensor, f1.79 aperture, and optical image stabilization, that's OIS, is included. And secondary you get a 2 megapixel depth sensor. So that's the dual camera setup. And on the front you get this 16 megapixel camera, that's a f2.45 aperture, and that's a 16 megapixel shooter. So that's the camera hardware of the iQOO Z7 Pro. So let's go straight into the camera samples and see how it performs in this price segment. So first let's have a look at the daylight captures. So in daylight conditions, you can see here there is good amount of details, good colors, and there is good amount of dynamic range as well. You can see the details are really good on these images, and colors are more or less natural looking. There isn't any sort of issues with the sky colors, nor there is saturation issues. So overall there is a good balance in terms of color reproduction, and even you can see that the dynamic range also looks good, and overall quality of the images definitely looks good for this price segment. So there is hardly anything to complain here in terms of the details and colors, and overall they are pleasing images. And even if you zoom into the images, there is good amount of details on offer. So in terms of daylight conditions, we feel the iQOO Z7 Pro does a quite good job overall, and it won't disappoint users. Let's move on to the close-up images. There is no ultra-wide angle camera. That's definitely one of the things which is missing. And even in close-up images, you can see here there is good amount of details on offer. Colors are slightly rich here, especially the reds and greens are slightly richer. And overall, the details and sharpness levels are also definitely good in this price segment. So once again, it does quite good job overall. Let's move on to the portraits. Now the 64 megapixel shooter does quite good job in terms of portraits. You can see that the skin tones are more or less natural looking, and there is no overexposing issues, and the colors are also done pretty well, and also the contrast looks pretty good. The edge detection in portrait mode looks definitely good. There is good edge detection as well, and overall the clarity of the portraits definitely looks good. Once again, the iQOO Z7 Pro impresses us with the portraits. Now even in the low light or artificial light condition, the portraits came out quite good. Now next, let's move on to the low light images. Here you can see that in indoor artificial light there is decent amount of details on offer. The sharpness levels are maintained quite good, and the noise levels are also kept to minimum. Now even in indoor artificial light, you can see that there is once again good details on offer. Colors are once again done well. There is no saturation issues. Overall the clarity also looks good in terms of the low light experience. Now when you move to extreme low light, that is without any major light source, you can see that once again there is good amount of details on offer, and the night mode does help in bringing out details, and colors are slightly saturated, but once again it does quite good job overall. So in terms of low light experience, iQOO Z7 Pro with the OIS camera does quite good job. Now moving on to the selfies. Once again, the 16 megapixel shooter does a good job here. The skin tones are done well. The colors are again good. The dynamic range also looks good. Since selfies are more of a personal choice, you can judge how good the selfie experience is. We personally like the selfie experience on this device. Now when it comes to portrait selfies, once again the edge detection is done pretty good. Although there is some misses here and there, but not a major concern. Overall, the portrait selfie quality of this camera is definitely good. Now moving on to the video recording. Now this phone can record videos in 4K 30 FPS with OIS support, and you can see the stabilization is good, but there is slight hint of focus hunting issue, but not all the time. There is a slight hint of focus hunting issues, but overall we would say the quality definitely looks good. The colors and dynamic range looks good, and the stabilization offered for the 4K 30 FPS video definitely looks good. Occasional focus hunting is definitely there. This can be fixed via software updates. Now moving on to the 1080p at 60 FPS. Now 60 FPS footage does not have any stabilization, neither EIS nor OIS, and you can see that it is a bit shaky, but video quality definitely looks quite okay, but it's definitely not suited for moving footages. Now finally, the 1080p at 30 FPS once again looks good. There is good details, dynamic range is quite acceptable, colors are also done quite good, although the white balance could have been a tad better, but stabilization is done pretty well here. So video quality is kind of good, I would say, for this price segment. There is nothing much to complain except for the focus hunting issue. That isn't very evident, but it does come in, especially when there is a lot of movement happening. So this is the front facing camera sample taken with the iQOO Z7 Pro. It can record videos in just 1080p resolution, so you can judge yourself how good the clarity of the video is and also the audio output. So that was a camera review of the iQOO Z7 Pro. So what do you guys think about the camera? Do let us know in the comment section. If you ask me my opinion, you can see that the daylight shots are quite good. There is only just primary camera. The secondary camera is just for depth sensing. But otherwise the primary camera does a quite good job, even if it is portraits, the close-up images, the daylight, and even low light experience was also satisfactory and won't disappoint users. So the primary camera is definitely good. Even the video recording, the 4K 30 FPS video also looks quite good, even though the 1080p 60 FPS did not have stabilization. But overall I would say the rear camera does a quite good job overall. Now the selfie camera is also again quite good, I would say, because the selfie experience, we liked it. The skin tones, the details, the sharpness levels, the dynamic range, everything looks quite good for the selfie camera. Again, it's a personal choice whether you like the selfies or not, but personally I like the selfie experience, and even the portrait selfies also looks good. Now as a whole, the iQOO Z7 Pro has its shortcoming in the form of there is no secondary camera available, or there is no ultra wide angle camera available, but as a camera system, the 64 megapixel primary and the 16 megapixel selfie camera does a good job overall, I would say, and it's definitely a decent camera, or rather a satisfactory camera which will not disappoint users in this price segment. So that was our review of the iQOO Z7 Pro camera. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do hit that like button and also hit the subscribe button for more videos. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.